I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. 5 years ago, it was decided that a complicated development project would make it safer and easier for people to cross from Barton to Bandemer Park. In June of 2025, ground broke and the new pedestrian tunnel was underway, with the 2-day closure of one of Michigan's most used railways. And now this area is a destination for travelers of all kinds.
We're celebrating the opening of the Barton-Bandemer pedestrian tunnel. It's part of the border-to-border trail. People wanted to cross at this location, and one of the best things you can do in planning is listen to what people are already doing. So, there's a desire here to cross, which is why we invested the resources to make that crossing formalized.
It improves safety, it improves health, it improves our access to nature.
Making the trail with gentle grades, open sight lines, it makes the trail usable by people of all walks of life and different abilities.
It's so tucked away perfectly. It actually adds to and enhances the environment already here. Ode to Huron is meant to bring in the natural elements of outside, but I wanted to bring that crossroad between nature and man-made.
It gives you access to what's in your backyard. City of Ann Arbor has a great park system. The border-to-border trail connects beyond the city limits, so you can go explore your neighboring communities, maybe discover some parks and places that you didn't know were there.
2, 3.
Stay tuned, and we'll be back with more in exactly 30 seconds. It's plain to see that the city of Ann Arbor is a destination for tours from Michigan and beyond. To ensure the area is safe during large-scale events, unexpected weather, or any emergency, one of our local fire stations has a meeting area to host personnel to brainstorm the best safety solutions for the situation at hand.
We are here today at our City Emergency Operations Center, or our EOC. It's our open house, and we're recognizing our partnership with the National Weather Service and the work that we've done to become a storm-ready community, which is a certification through the National Weather Service where the city had to meet certain criteria to essentially stay one step ahead of severe weather.
A lot of what we use it for is actually planned events, whether it's art fair or the concerts at Michigan Stadium. So we can bring people together, so if something does happen, we don't really have that reflux time, or we can cut down on that dramatically. It's at Fire Station 1, so it's a secure location. We already had the emergency backup power. So a lot of the things that you would want in an emergency operations center, this space worked out.
Protecting our residents and our property. This space will allow us to kind of make decisions and more effectively, achieve those missions.
It's a great thing for the city to now fortunately have.
The city is always transforming with new construction, safety initiatives, and programs. There's a home base to find out about the many projects happening around A2. Learn more about Engage Ann Arbor in this month's City Roundup.
Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine Isaac, and I'm the Community Engagement Specialist at the City of Ann Arbor. Are you looking to stay connected with your city? Check out Engage A2, your one-stop shop for all city projects. On Engage A2, you can explore what's happening in your neighborhood, filter projects by location or topic, and find the ones that matter most to you. But Engage A2 is not just about staying informed. It's about getting involved. With Engage A2, you can join Q&A forums with project managers, share your ideas in surveys, and even use interactive map activities to highlight what's important in your city, in your community, and your area. We have so many city projects that we are excited about, such as sidewalks, road resurfacings, transportation, parks, and even stormwater. These projects and many more are all ones in which your input can make a real difference. Engage A2 is managed by me, your City Community Engagement Specialist, and I'm always available to help you get the most out of the platform. So what are you waiting for? Log on today and discover what's happening all around your city. Together, we can build a stronger and more connected community in the city of Ann Arbor.
Theater has the power to bring people, places, and ideas to life. One Ypsilanti-based nonprofit troupe channels that creative energy into original, thought-provoking productions crafted by and for the Neighborhood Theater Group. Joining me is Kristin Danko, Executive and Artistic Director of the Neighborhood Theater Group. Welcome to the show, Kristin.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit, I like to know a little bit about you, and what led you to the theater and then starting your own group?
I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I started doing theater there. And then I was a theater major in college. And after college, I went to Chicago and I was an actor in Chicago. I was an actor in there's like a experimental original theater scene there. And that's where I spent most of my time. But I also did improv and sketch comedy, musicals, all of it, Shakespeare. And I met my partner there in a show. We were doing a devised show together in 2008. And we started dating after that in '09 and been together ever since. And we were actors in Chicago. And then eventually I wanted to kind of start my own thing. I no longer really wanted to be just an actor. And I wanted to be the person that kind of created opportunities. And so that's what actually led me to Ypsilanti is we were both kind of ready to leave Chicago. We had gotten everything that we could from that wonderful theater scene there. And I started to explore arts administration programs. And because I really didn't know much about the back end of theater. And so I found Eastern Michigan's master's program and got in and moved here. And we were not planning on staying here. But we fell in love with the town and the city and the people and the artists here. And we started Neighborhood Theater Group in 2015.
It's so interesting. I interview a lot of people, and I find it fascinating that so many people are like from other places and then they're not expecting to stay here. And then they're like, I love Washtenaw County, Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor, and they just don't ever want to leave. And I find the same thing happened to me. I mean, I didn't live here. I lived in Michigan, but I didn't live in this area. And I came here and I never left.
Yeah, I know. We've been here since we moved here in 2013. And so 12 years now we've been here.
Yeah.
It's great. Love it here. Yeah.
Tell me about the Neighborhood Theater Group. What makes you different than other theater troupes in this area? Because it's not like we haven't heard of other ones around here.
Yeah. So what makes us unique is we do what we call theater from scratch. So we write our own shows. Everything comes from in-house, if you will. And we're also ensemble based. So we have a large ensemble of artists from various disciplines. So not just acting or tech, but we have graphic designers, we have visual artists, we have writers, we have musicians, and we have people that literally just lift things and they just want to do theater because theater is for everyone, right? Anyone can come and participate. And so even just if you're if you're an administrator or a designer in some way, there's so many different places for you. So we have this wonderful large ensemble of local theater artists of various disciplines, which is so wonderful. And we have within the ensemble, we have a writers group that does a lot of writing. We had a really cool production last February of 25 where it was called the Hotel Delgado, and it was an anthology play. So 4 different stories that took place in this dingy hotel in the 1970s. And it was so cool. And it came from our writers group. And something that's also really fun that we do is we write within universes that we've developed. So, for example, the Hotel Delgado takes place in the Huron Valley universe, which we call the HVU, which is an expansive universe called Huron Valley. And we've set multiple shows there, and there's different characters, and we've actually had characters recurring and come in and out of shows. So you might see one character as a kid or a teenager in one play, and then they're an adult in another. It's really neat. And then we have another universe that we call the Tree County universe, and that's where we write a lot of our comedies and our parodies. So we have a show coming up in December called A Man for Christmas, and it's a parody of all those Hallmark Christmas movies, and it takes place in Whispering Pines. And then and then in May we did a 90s Lifetime musical parody. And those 90s Lifetime movies, and that one,
of course I do. I've probably seen all of them.
Oh, same. And that was called A Stranger in My Breakfast Nook. And
oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, and that took place in Shouting Oaks, which is our Tree County universe. So like we have the Huron Valley universe, which we put a lot of our more like serious shows, and then our fun play around universe is Tree County. So it's neat. We write our own musicals, we write our own plays, we write collaboratively, we lift up solo playwrights. And so it's just a lot of fun, and it's great because audiences can see shows here that you can't see anywhere else, and it just really feels hyper localized, which is really fun.
Yeah, and it probably cuts down on those initial costs where you would have to pay for the rights to a
Right.
show, maybe music, whatever it might be, and then are you paying people that work? Or so that takes away that cost that you would have, and you can actually pay the people that are working there and performing.
Exactly. We pay our artists stipends. It's really important that we do, and yeah.
Creating it from the ground up is sort of wild, because like you really are having to think about every single thing about it. That music, where is it coming from? The set pieces. What about them? Where are you getting your sets? Are you building them? Are you people donating things for you?
Yeah, so let me just say what folks in our ensemble can make out of foam and cardboard blows my mind. So, so we perform at the Back Office Studio, which is a co-working space in downtown Ipsy. And we take over a conference room and we transform it. And it's a very small and intimate space. We can shove about 44 people in there, which is a lot. But we really transform it. So a lot of our set is more like set design. It's more design and dressing than anything else. Like we don't have a lot of room to build. So when we do like bring in a big set piece, it's really exciting and fun. So it really allows you, when you're working in the confines of a small space, it really allows you to think outside of the box a lot more, and like, how can we transform this? How can we make this into what the show needs? Because the space then becomes a character. And so people that continuously see our shows are like, oh, it's set up differently this time, or oh, I love how that is. So everything's very DIY, but it's so transformed. People are always say, how was that made? Like, how did they make that? And I'm like, oh yeah, that, like, they made a campfire out of all foam and crepe paper and a light, and it was so effective. It's so neat. Yeah.
Are you always looking for, more crew, directors, actors, any of the heavy lifters?
Yes, yes. I mean, so the way that, so we have auditions coming up, and that's a really good way. And then for folks that are like not interested in being on stage but off stage, oftentimes they'll email me to see how they can get involved, or email us. We also host artist mixers, which is a great way to meet us and other artists of different disciplines and connect artists. We host those every other month. But in order to join the ensemble, you just have to finish a complete artistic project with us. So whether it's like a full show in some aspect and some sort of volunteer aspect, and then you can join, and it kind of opens up this like artistic home for you where you can explore. We just started a film group too. They've been doing short films and trailers. And so there's like, it just becomes this space where you can try different things. And yeah, we're always looking, like definitely more people can join. We're at 60 now, but we don't have a cap, so
Just keep going, right?
keep going. If people want to do theater, I'm not going to say no.
I mean, and you're right. There is something, I've done theater myself. There's something really magical about it. And there's a connection that you create with people when you're doing a show with them that is like nothing else. It's so fast. You feel this connection fast. And like you make these friends and you're like, wow, I'm usually someone that's like a slow burn, you know, like I take a while with people, but like something about being in that situation with people and like working hard for this goal, it does bring you closer to people, to the people around you.
Yeah, I agree. It's a sense of community that you really only get in theater, and it's kind of hard to explain. And when you do original theater where you're working with a playwright or and they're right there in the room and you're creating something for the first time, it's so exciting. And we also do what's called devised theater, which means that you start with nothing and then you write collaboratively with the cast and other writers to create a show. And our last show, our Halloween show, which is called Black Cat, each year has a different theme. This last one was folklore, it was folk horror, and we devised it. So the cast and myself and the director and a few other folks in the ensemble, we all wrote it together, and we started with nothing. And so many of them were um, devising for the first time. And we just asked them, like, just lean into this. They would ask questions. We were like, just trust the process. We got you. Like, and it was so fun to see all these new people exploring this type of theatrical process and creative process that they hadn't explored before. And we had this beautiful show at the end that everyone was so proud of. And the show itself wouldn't exist without each and every one of those people in that room. And that's just really cool.
Can you talk about your mission of making theater accessible for everyone?
Anyone can really come. I remember one time we had somebody, we were just tabling, and they were like, "Oh, how much is it?" And it was like a $10 show, and they were like, "Oh, so anyone can?" Yeah, yeah, it was only like 10 bucks to come see the show, and um, just making sure that you can see it. We also like to take the theater out of the theater, so it's like a very casual atmosphere, making it so that like you can feel comfortable. There's a lot of barriers for entry in theater, cost, space, rules, and we really want people to be able to just come as themselves and come as they are and enjoy this space and this show. And I think also creating that kind of space also makes theater accessible to artists to come and play and explore and try new things. Sometimes as theater artists too, or just as artists in general, we tend to like kind of put ourselves in categories and don't really quite understand how much cross discipline there is. Like we can really start cross pollinating a little bit, and allowing visual artists to come into the theater space and vice versa. And if you're an actor, why don't you and you want to try lights, you can, or if you want to try writing, you can. Those kinds of things.
Oh, I completely agree. And I think that maybe you don't realize that your set can do these things until you
Yeah.
try it, obviously. Yes.
Yes.
Because like even thinking back to like my own, when I went to college, I was a fine art photography major. And then I was like, I started taking, you have to take speech and stuff. And my speech teacher was like, you really need to do something with your voice. And so I started taking like these media arts and studies classes, not even thinking really. So, dual major and then like getting the job, both of those things really benefit me solidly at work, not even thinking like those two things were interconnected at all at the time. And then you're like, well, I shoot video. I need to know compositions. I'm not necessarily a still photographer, but like all those
Right.
things that I learned benefited me in the end.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. It's so true. And it's like, and that's one thing too about just like makes me think of like people that go into theater like in high school or college. It's just the different skill, whether or not you go into theater in your career, the skill set that you learn from that is valuable. Like it's you get so much from doing theater in any age.
Agreed. My daughter is 9 right now, and she is in a local theater troupe in Ann Arbor,
Oh,
and
good.
I love it because I'm like personally like I was a kid that was like shy and didn't talk a lot, and I think being in the theater gives you so much confidence and that ability to be able to public speak, which we all will have to do at some point in our life. Everybody has to do it at some point, and it really sort of alleviates that nerves of public speaking.
Yes. Yes, and it's so true. And we forget about that too sometimes, like all those things that just doing theater does for you and for your confidence and like your self-worth.
Hmm.
It's so important. And we something we talk about too in NTG is that we often stop. Like we sometimes think of theater as something that you only do in grade school, and then you kind of stop. So one thing I'm really proud of with NTG is we've had a lot of folks come back to theater. They're coming back home to theater as an adult in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s. It's so beautiful to see and to see them come alive in a way that they don't in their 9 to 5,
Yeah.
or yeah, it's just so beautiful because you find that there is this aspect of play in all of us and an expression that we want to and skills that we want to continue to develop, and theater allows you to do that.
Can you tell me what's your next show upcoming season?
Yeah. Yeah. So we're in our 10th season, which we're so excited about. And we are doing December 5th through 7th and 11th through 14th at the back office studio. We're doing A Man for Christmas. It's our NTG original musical parody. It's by myself and Aaron, my partner, Aaron Dean. We did this show in 2019, and then we did it again in 2023, and then we're bringing it back again. It's such a hit. People love it. It is I've heard people say this is a show for people who don't like Christmas. Like if you don't like Christmas, you'll love this show. If you love Christmas, you'll love this show. It's a scream. It is adult humor. It's not for kids. But it's so fun. So you can check that out. Tickets are selling fast for that one, so we hope you'll join us. And then in March, we had end of February, early March, we have a play called After All by Cole Hunter Zubak, and he is in our ensemble. We're so excited to premiere this play. He's been working on it for a long time. And then in April 3rd and 4th, we have a stage reading of a new musical called Boss Babe about a woman who gets caught up in an MLM. And that is by Jen Whaley, one of our wonderful ensemble members. And then we're closing out our season with a show called Patio Prom by Aaron Dean, and that's in mid-May. So, and then we'll go dark. And our goal is to get our own space, to get a black box storefront theater space. And so that's kind of what we're focusing on now is to get that home feeling so we can create. And we're so grateful for our time here at the back office studio. And but we're growing so fast. We really want to get that storefront black box theater space and here in Ipsy. And yeah, and then we have some classes that we teach. So we started an education branch. We teach beginning playwriting, adult scene study, and acting one. So be on the lookout for those. Our next session will start in January.
We're almost out of time. One more question, and you sort
Yeah.
of already got there a little bit, but how and why should we support the neighborhood theater group?
So you can support us in so many ways. Uh, First is just making a donation if you'd like. You can just go to our website. Um, the big why is all these funds are just going to start going. They go to our artists. They go to artist pay. They go to artist work. They will eventually starting our fund for our space. So we are creating a wonderful artistic home for local theater artists, and it's beautiful to see this work come alive and to see them grow, like to see theater artists grow in their element. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. So you can do that. You can make a donation. But the big one is come see our shows. That's why we do it. We do it because we want you to see it. We want you to enjoy it. We want you to laugh with us. We want you to feel with us. We want you to cry with us. We want you to experience this with us. We also have a Patreon. So you can go to patreon.com/ntgipsy and we put a lot of behind the scenes footage, a lot of process stuff up there. Really cool stuff goes up on Patreon. We do audio dramas that we put on Patreon. A lot of stuff in the HVU, the Huron Valley Universe, goes up there too as well. And we're always looking for like donations. If you have something fun, always reach out to. Theaters can always use weird random stuff, but
Well, thank you, Kristin. It has been a lovely conversation, and everything you're doing sounds really amazing and fun, and like you guys have a great time together.
we do actually. Yeah. So come join, come have fun with us.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN, visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that we have to offer. And remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.